Welcome back to Core Digest. Senate presidency, National Assembly not to reconvene Tuesday is what we are looking at this time. Last week, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Yusuf Lasso, alongside the APC caucus, did address the press and did speak about the need for them to reconvene in order to discuss specifically the issue of the 2019 election budget as well as the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. But now we understand that the National Assembly is not reconvening today any longer. But then there are also filters coming in that perhaps there would be a joint session of the National Assembly to be held in the House of Representatives chambers, presided over by the Senate President Bukola Saraki, and the story goes on that way. So let's look at this in light of the defections we're hearing about almost on a daily basis. I have with me in the studio this morning Bola Oba, an entrepreneur and public affairs analyst, as well as Okenna Nebedum, a legal practitioner. Thank you again, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we had expected that the National Assembly would meet today, and talk about the budget for the 2019 election, which is very critical to Nigeria's democracy. But then it's not going that way. Okay, now.
They could reconvene for any matter of urgent importance to Nigeria as a country. But the reason being bandied about the press about the INEC budget may not be so logical because the election itself, or INEC itself, has rolled out more than 30 years master plan.
But if you listen to the interview granted by the APC caucus, it was specifically mentioned two issues: the budget and the Electoral Amendment.
And the Electoral Amendment Act. I want to put that in perspective, considering the fact that they've always had discussions on them, and the 2018 budget has covered that field, even though that they may have the right to supplementary appropriation to deliberate on it whatsoever. But I say that against the background that the National Assembly, by the Act or by the Constitution, is empowered to conduct its own affairs, make its own rules, go on recess, and what the Constitution requires there is that they must sit for nothing less than about 183 days in any given year, right? I have not seen them go or flout that constitutional provision. But at the same time too, when they are on recess like this and there is a need to convene or to reconvene for a matter of national urgency, they would reconvene. But given the background or the backlash of what has been happening, the defections and counter defections, I also believe that there are political horse tradings, here and there. There are consultations, and there's also what some school of thought will consider as a lacuna. And the person of the father of the nation, our president PMB, is currently on leave, and the saddle is with the acting president, who has been up to task. And what the Constitution requires, that is actually what it has in mind, that a vice should act in the place of the president when the president is in this post or goes on leave. But some people are still saying that he has that charisma to have been able to, father or nest the nation in crisis, political crisis right now, as it is brewing between APC and PDP, rather than abscond in court or allow by his absence consultations to be going on to other foster fathers. Some people are saying that Saraki is making consultations and all that. You see, these are Nigerians and these are leaders. He has a personal entitlement to consult with anybody, but the understanding on the opposite side is that if there had been no lacuna like that, the meeting should have been within, if we meet today, if we can't get a consensus, we'll adjourn and meet again tomorrow. He is the person holding the forte for right now.
Okay, now let's come to Bola. All of these convening or not convening, many have tied to the Senate president seat. That seat seems to be at stake.
What you forgot to tell your public is that the National Assembly, as a matter of tradition, from 1999, goes on long vacation between the months of July and the month of September. Right or wrong? Right. Number one. Number two, President-elect Buhari, before he was sworn in on May 29, 2015, and from the very minute he was sworn in on May 29, 2015, he knew that inevitably, as a result of the constitutional order upon which he was sworn in, that there will be election between February and March 2019. Is that right or wrong? Right. Now, if he knew that there will be election, general elections, between February and March 2019, when he was presenting the budget proposition to the National Assembly in November, did he add the amount that will be needed to manage the general elections in 2019 when ordinarily, since this dispensation commenced, he had been an active participant either as a contestant or as a winner or as a ruling president, and he knows the budgetary cycle that we have traded upon in the last 16 to 17 years. He did not present the proposition for the management of elections that is inevitable in 2019 to with the proposition. You know what? A week to when the National Assembly will break, as a matter of tradition, something that has been happening since 1999. A week to that, he submitted a budgetary proposition for the management of 2019 this election, but he submitted that budgetary proposition as a environment. I will tell you what environment means. We have budgeted money. I am representing Mushi Central 1, and you gave us a budgetary proposition. We passed the budget that we thought is right, and amongst the things we passed is that there should be a borehole in a particular area of Mushi where water is scarce. You know what? You signed that bill into law. It became an instant law. Less than 2 months after you signed it, you then submit a environment that the monies allocated to the project are thought my people will benefit. That money will not go to what you had signed initially that you go to, but I will take the money for borehole in Mushin local government, take the money for borehole in Esako local government, take the money because you know what, maybe you have issues with members of the legislature. Now, all those monies you scoop together, you said it's going to be going for the management. That is what is called environment. One, you did that less than 1 week to when the legislators will break. What will be the exact reason why those legislators should be enthusiastic to come back and help you pass that this thing? You know what? Don't even go there. You did not only orchestrate that mischief before you went on leave, you are on leave too. Now, you also have on your table the amendment to the Electoral Act that will guide 2019's election. You have not signed it. So even if a budgetary allocation, even if the National Assembly passes a budget today, the law that will guide the management of elections, and when I say management of elections, I'm not saying only the budget of INECO, I'm saying the budget, the allocations to all the institutions that will be relevant to the running of a successful election. Now, the bill is on your table. You've not signed it, and you also went on leave. In the backdrop of that, even many of these APC senators who are now giving us a drama as though many of them don't even wish that violence to be passed as a bill for the president's signature.
All right, gentlemen, we need
but
to
in the
take a
backdrop
break.
of that, you have all the messy illegalities happening.